Okay, so here we have the phone system open. On this page, you'll be able to manage existing phone numbers or purchase additional phone numbers. If I were to then click on that blue button with the add number, you can see here I can either add a brand new phone number, purchase it for, quite cheap. It's like about $1 or so per month, or I can port in an existing number from other carriers. This is great if you have an online number somewhere else that you want to port in. So if I were to click on the add a phone number, I will typically get presented with a list of phone numbers across the entire country. Now, of course, if you are a local company, you typically want to keep your phone number with your area code, unless you have a toll-free number, and in which case you could leave the country as it is. However, you would then want to filter by your area code. So, for example, if I want to get something in Minnesota, I would choose, for example, 218 as the first 3 digits of the area code, and I would then choose that to be the first part of the phone number. I'm going to go ahead and click apply. And as you can see now, it's only showing me phone numbers with 218 in the very beginning. If there is some type of phone number that you're after which matches a word that you like, so for example, if you're trying to be catchy and have, like, for example, numbers that spell out a word, like, for example, 5 represents L, 6 represents O, 2 represents C, and 5 represents K. So 5625 is the same as LOCK, which is lock. So I have a locksmithing company, which I have purchased a number where I had 5625 as the last part of the number. And so I went and I applied this, and I basically scroll down until I was able to find one that matched what I was looking for. If I want only local numbers, I'll go ahead and apply that. And here you can see now you're getting all sorts of different states, and you just have to kind of filter through until you find one that matches yours. If you don't see one, you can just click refresh results, and it'll actually give you a different set of numbers. And so this is how you can find phone numbers that you like, whether it's in your area code or if it's matching a word that has to do with your industry and you're trying to be cool like me. So that's how we do that. Once you have that phone number purchased, and you want to change things around, you can set friendly names, which are just nicknames that shows up in this column for each phone number. So this is for a particular branch in the city of New Westminster, for example. If you want calls to go to a certain team member inside of your account, you click this and it could ring that person. Call recording, I always like to have it enabled. I don't want a call recording message, so I leave that blank. Of course, check the legality within your state. In my particular city where I live, it's not required to get consent before you record. So that is okay for me to not have that disabled. Otherwise, you can put a robot voice saying this call is being recorded for quality and training services, or anything that you like along those lines. For the call forwarding, here you can select a team member who would be the first priority, and then you could have external phone number as a second priority. This is outside of the application. Or you could add additional team members where you would not put this down. You would leave this empty, you leave this empty, and then from here you click on to bring more team members and start selecting all the staff that you want. Then you would start calling everyone all at once. I don't have a timeout enabled. This would essentially mean that it would ring forever and ever and ever. But if you want to, you can change this to, say, 30 seconds. It's probably enough. In this case, it's saying it's too high and they recommend 20. So we'll go ahead and change it to 20. And then from here, you can choose either to have it go to a voicemail or a voice AI agent. Once you have a voice AI agent, you could select it accordingly there as well. We also have some advanced settings. You can do things like Call Connect, which is a robot voice will tell you, or for inbound calls in this case, to press a key to validate that it's a human and not like a robot calling. And we can also do a whisper message. This is when you answer that incoming phone call, it tells you call from, and then whatever your company name is or whatever you want it to say. Call from GoHighLevel, for example. You can edit all this, or you can disable it, whatever you want. And you can also choose what phone number you want to see, whether you want to see the phone number of the customer or just your own business phone number from the CRM. This can be helpful if you don't want to take phone calls that are not personal on the weekend. For example, you might get a phone call from a number you don't have saved, and you're not sure who it is, so you might pick it up and then you realize you're stuck on a business call. The alternative would have been to either have it call you directly from the app itself so that you can see the app notifying you instead of it being forwarded to your phone, or you can set up this button here with the CRM's phone number, and then when you get a phone call, it'll show your own business phone number, and you would just pick up the phone as if it's your business calling you instead of someone else. So these are all the various settings that are available. If I were to click on the call connect, which I do like to do, it would basically tell the person to press 1 when they get the call. This can just basically help you not go to voicemail if you wanted to do that. Otherwise, you can just leave it and you can just get the lead directly. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and hit save there. So that is essentially it for the phone numbers. If you have anything being ported, you can check it there. You can play around with the Trust Center with the various settings for A2P, which is the legal application you have to go through in order to be able to send out text messages. You can also set up your business name on the outbound caller ID through the CNAM and go through the shaken and stir or the voice integrity just to reduce the chance that your phone number will display as possible spam underneath your phone number on the caller ID when people don't have your phone number saved. Otherwise, this is essentially it. There are other things like number intelligence and whatnot, which can help you determine if a phone number is spam or like a cold calling number. And so you could do that, but it has a very small fee associated with it. In this case, it's about 1 cent for the name lookup, and then half a cent for outgoing text messages and so on and so forth.